texted you guys.
For you.
Yes, and I frantically, I was like, I gotta get off the phone, I gotta check on my girls. My girls went on lockdown at their school, but thank God for phones because they were able to say, Mom, we're fine. So I just want to say.
Did that make you, sorry to cut you off, feel better or like
more anxiety?
Right, like
knowing they were okay.
Or did it not even matter? I mean, yes, reaching out, but did it make a difference?
I mean, for me, it made a difference to know that my daughter was
in communication.
Right. Stevie texted me, Bella didn't. So I was a little bit like, and I was supposed to go have breakfast with a girlfriend of mine. I called her, I said, I'm not going. I headed to Santa Clarita. I called my ex. I go, find a way to pick up the girls at school. I need them as soon as I get to Santa Clarita. And because I just needed to squeeze them, which I feel like all the parents felt that way. Especially the parents that were, separated from their kids and didn't know where they were and how are we going to get them. And so I just want to say, to the parents, our condolences from Reality Hits and Ever Talk Network. Our condolences to you. I can't even imagine what you're going through, losing, your children. And so our love to you, we're here.
Completely, but on having gone through that on a closer level, because I think it hits us all in one way or another, but getting to that bigger picture and we want to be here for you who've gone through that, or for all of us that live in fear of going through that, or just the fact that the world is going through this right now. And what can we do when something like that happens to find tools, or let's talk about it with Tim today. And the fact that this was a young kid who was obviously going through some serious issues that weren't being looked at, and he wasn't feeling secure enough to talk about it.
Or heard. Because I remember, Sally, you told me that it had come out later that he posted something on his Instagram and social media the night before, and I think that's another aspect. I was reading something on CNN about it, and they were saying a lot of these kids, it's they want to be heard, and they're just so hurting inside, and I think that's an issue right there. Why aren't we giving them more of a voice?
And you know what, as you said, why aren't we? I think of, we all know what's going on in my life right now, and so you think of depression and you're like, well, why aren't these kids being heard? Okay, so then I think, okay, well, I'm 46, and am I really listening? Or when I was 20, did I start to numb myself with these medications that we put the Band-Aid on it? Right. So are adults numbing, and are they capable of listening and hearing and feeling that?
And can we just talk about this tool? Because every time I talk to my friends, my family, everyone says the same thing. This particular tool, ever since we, Apple has created this.
Good and bad.
It's good and bad because, of course, we can communicate in times of, what happened with August High. But it's not just kids that are addicted to this tool.
Oh, no.
It's adults.
What do you mean? I wouldn't have a date night if I didn't have my phone.
What date? I don't even talk about that. Hello. So, so I'm just going to say this. Like, yes, this is a good tool, but it's also like, parents, and I'm learning this. My kids will say, Mom, if we have to put our phone down during dinner, you have to put your phone down. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. And the conversations and the games and the things that we do when this is not around.
Yeah, it's definitely more of a connection. But it's funny how when we're willing or ready not to connect, here.
Right, exactly. No, I don't want to text that person
I'll deal with
I'm
you later.
ghosting that person, right?
No, but when you're even with family, or you want to shut the kids out, or you can't handle it.
You know what I saw the other night my mind exploded. My husband and I were at a Clippers game, at a basketball game. 2 rows in front of us, a dad and his son, they're at the game. The kid has an iPad.
Oh, wow.
And the dad's watching the game.
And the dad's watching the game. And what are you doing?
So there's not a connection there.
No, like you're at a live interactive. I get it if you're at, go to work.
But that's the problem. We get it. So it's like there's the pick and the choose and the times, and then they still get addicted to it, just like we do.
Right.
I mean, how many times are we at a live event where we're posting or sharing or Instagram or talking or sharing?
Instead of being in the moment.
Right.
Okay, so let's segue to, you mentioned something about a date. What's that about?
Hi, we met him at Casa Vega.
We did Casa Vega.
So we have our weekly reality hit meeting over food. Go figure. And we were at Casa Vega. We were leaving, and there were 4 gentlemen. 2 were married, 2 were not. And of course, me and my big mouth. They're like, girl, I hate my friends. I go, can we talk about why it's Wednesday at 3 and you're drunk?
Meanwhile, she's doing that, and Jess are like, we gotta go. We're like walking away, we're ready to go.
So I sit down, and I'm like, girls, get back here. This is gonna be great, watch this. And we sit there for 4 hours with these guys. And it was fun.
It was
fun. And we got a chance to vet this gentleman.
So you know
so one of the
ask
men
questions.
had his eye on beautiful Eden. They started a conversation, but he sort of stood back. He was kind of watching you, right?
Well,
from
because
afar.
his other friend happened to be,
Inebriated.
nice word for drunk, and obnoxious, but lovely.
Eric, you're
I was trying to be
awesome.
eloquent.
Oh, well, I like that. And he sort of, he did. He watched me from, I felt his energy and sort of his Papa Bear, like, protecting me.
And can we just mention the voice?
Oh,
The voice. There's
okay,
something
this is what I'm
about
gonna say.
Yes.
Ray Donovan.
there's something about a man's beautiful, sexy, lower register voice.
He's very much a protector.
Yes.
and-
But not in a machismo way.
No.
Like a very
Machismo.
machismo.
I'm Latina, but everybody get it right.
You tell the white girl.
I rub my head.
Exactly. So you have a date with him.
I have a date in San Francisco.
Oh,
You know what? I said if I'm going through this in life and I'm transitioning and I'm detoxing and all these things that we're all going to hear about, and I'm very honest and open, that you know what? You might as well start facing your fears now.
Yeah.
And one of my fears is connection and love and really being vulnerable with the opposite sex. Hence why I'm 46 and single. So I figured, you know what?
Jump in.
Exactly.
Well, I'm excited to hear all about it. And you know what? We're going to actually share it with you guys a little bit. When we come back from her date and all of that, when we come back from the holidays, she'll be able to share a little bit about what's happening with, can you say his name?
Brandon?
Right.
Brendan Walsh. How odd. Wasn't it Brandon Walsh that was 90210?
Yes, that was
Brandon.
Brandon.
Yes,
This is
Brandon.
Brandon.
But it's almost
Brandon.
2020, so it's like the new version.
It is. I
It
know.
is. It is.
Jess, what about you? What's your high? What's your low? Wait, I need to fix this.
Oh,
My microphone is.
Oh,
There you go.
fix that for me.
Yes.
Wait, well, high, low. I thought we were trying to find the
Yeah, we're
middle
just talking.
ground.
We're just
Oh,
talking
middle ground,
about
okay.
it.
Very zen.
That's
Talk
Got
Zen, very all. Well, you know, we were actually on this. I'm going to piggyback a little bit off of the depression topic because
I think that's going to be a topic throughout.
it's going to be tough because we all struggle. Listen, I'm very open. I struggle with depression. I've been on and off medication for 30 years. That's part of my journey, which is probably why what I want to bring up triggered me so much, and I realized that. But so I was working out the other day on the treadmill, and I was watching my what I call brain candy, aka reality TV, and I was watching Real Housewives of Orange County. And
Oh, I like this topic.
I know you do. So one of the women on the show, Tamra, her husband, his name is Eddie. Tamra has an adult son, and he is kind of finally facing his stuff head on.
That's good.
And she was informing him about all this. And she was saying, I think he's depressed because of X, Y, Z, whatever. So Eddie had his own confessional. And he said something, and I want to share the quote with you guys because it really, I'll be honest, it really made me mad, what he said.
Oh, wow.
So this is what he said about this, adult man dealing with depression. He said, quote, "When you're struggling with childhood issues as a man, you're not a man." He said, just get over it, move on, grow up, that's life.
Sounds to me like someone that needs to go deeper. Someone that needs to have his own.
Exactly. So when
awakening.
she originally told me this, I almost was like, oh, let's talk. And then I sat back and I'm like, you know what? This poor man is struggling.
Absolutely.
This
That's
guy
what I hear.
needs Tim's story. I mean, or a big, I'll punch you, dude. Yeah, so I took it.
And you know what? That's a machismo thing too. Because
Ego.
a lot of it's ego, but it's a lot of men don't want to admit that they're going through struggle. Because if you're going through struggle, somehow you look weak.
Which is so the opposite.
Which is the opposite.
So that I posted on my Instagram, I posted the video of him saying this, and I said, I think that you are absolutely 100% incorrect. I think that dealing with your stuff, your issues, your core trauma as a man, that to me is the ultimate sign of maturity.
Completely.
That you're willing to deal with that and
absolutely.
actually face it and
It
go
shows
through it.
like really what you've learned from a child becoming this man supposedly, and how you've got through it.
Well,
As
and that you
opposed-
want to better yourself.
Right.
Absolutely.
And those around you. But it's interesting because he is this person, this man, Eddie. He is getting a lot of backlash on social media.
Good.
And
maybe you know, it would be amazing.
He at that point said thank you all because there's some stuff I need to look at.
To a place.
Yeah.
Right.
That would be incredible.
Yeah. To start a new journey, you know, which we have gone on journeys of just being awakened, and mine came after my divorce, and you know, going into therapy and finding myself, which I know you guys know, but I have this tattoo on 5/31/16. I say I met myself for the first time, and I learned who I am. I had to tattoo it because it's a constant reminder that I sort of found myself, but it's a lifetime journey, right? It doesn't just stop with 1 year, 2 years, 3. It's a lifetime journey of just learning, self-awareness.
Which at some point this will bring us to the topics, because it's like we're sitting here, we're late 40s, we're early 50s, and we're finally finding
30s.
ourselves.
Yeah.
Right. And so what's wrong with our society?
That we have to get midlife, to find ourselves.
Right.
What's wrong with our education that they're not doing it then? With what's going on?
Right.
I know.
Well, you know, sometimes it takes a tragedy like what happened in Saugus. You know, right now, the schools in Saugus and Santa Clarita, which I'm super excited about, they're starting to add wellness centers into every high school. My kids, Bella starts high school next year. Valencia High already has the wellness center.
Congratulations.
Woo!
That's amazing.
Yes, Santa Clarita, hopefully we'll
Start something new across the country, and these wellness centers are going to have mental health therapists. They're going to have food there when kids come in and say, you know what, my mom didn't have money. Healthy food, but my mom didn't have money to give me lunch. They're going to give them lunch. There's going to be a place for them, a platform for them to talk and to say, I'm going through something, I'm depressed. You know, I feel like I want to die, you know, because there's a lot of kids that I talk to that say, you know, suicide is right there. I don't want to live. I want to die. My parents don't pay attention to me. You know, I'm trying to keep up with the Joneses at school, you know, like I'm trying to look a certain way. I'm not good enough. You know, my body's not good enough. The clothes I wear is not good enough. And kids are mean in school right now.
They're not even keeping up with the Joneses at school. They're
These, you know, social media influencers. And this Instagram, it's just a constant, and it's changing all the time. So
and that's another subject. It's all fake.
Right.
The stuff on Instagram, it's not, you know, it's not reality.
It can be, yes. I mean, and that's why we created this.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
what is reality? But I think do we ever find that answer?
I don't know. I mean, hopefully this show, that's why we
get
created
closer.
it. We get closer to it. We're going to be raw. We're going to be authentic. We're going to give you ourselves, our soul, our hearts. And we hope that this show is going to impact you in the way that we, you know, have created the show to impact you with coaches like Tim.
Then maybe we explain. So we do an interactive, and we meet with a coach weekly, and we show you our journey through that and the tips that they're giving us and whatever issue or subject that we're talking about. And then we bring it here, and we bring the coach to you, and we have a conversation about it, and we get into it, and then we show you clips of it, and then there's another where you can find that.
Right. So we have an interactive community on our Patreon, which we'll go into later, but it's patreon.com/RHTS. And Tim's had made some amazing segments for us to put on there. We will all be in that community. And
so we're never feeding you information that we first-handedly haven't gone through ourselves by any means, and that's not what this is about. And then it's opening the conversation with us, with the coach, and hopefully with you.
Yeah, and so you understand, like, we are the players.
Yeah.
We are the players. We're not experts, but we have lived life. And so we bring coaches on depending on, you know, the topic for the show, and the coach is the one that's the expert. And we want to do this live because if you have a comment right now, you're watching, and you have a question, you know, while we're having our live session or our time with Tim, you have a question for him, he can, ask it, comment on Facebook or on Eden's Insta if you're watching
And
that.
no question stupid, by the way, or dumb or ignorant. Anything.
Yes.
I'm talking anything, and if you know me, anything. Ask.
It's a safe place. That's how we created it, as a safe place. So
absolutely.
we are going to come back, and when you see us, we're actually going to be on the couch with our amazing coach.
On the couch. Oh, sorry, I had to do that.
My nose goes there. But because the holidays are coming up, and, you know, before I do this giveaway, you know, let's just talk a little bit about the holidays. They're coming up, you know. A lot of you, my friends and people that are watching, they're friends of mine, know that I had a very tragic loss just a couple months ago. So we're going to talk a little bit with Tim about how to deal with the holidays when you've had a loss right before the holidays, and the parents, you know, from Saugus High that have lost their children, like, how do you deal with the holidays when you're going through heartache?
Or life interruptions.
Or life
Or
interruptions.
life in general. Holidays can be rough just in and of
Just
itself.
family on a
Yeah,
roll
just-
with everyone together,
Oh,
pushing
yeah.
all your buttons.
That judgment.
I feel like there's triggers everywhere.
Let's just eat more.
That uncle. All of that. All of
Yes.
that.
There's
So,
triggers galore.
absolutely. So, you know, because of the holidays, we wanna give away a pair of mantra socks, which are perfect for.
Can we show them?
Yeah, we can show them.
Keep talking.
Yes,
cute.
which are perfect for, you know, wearing at home. They're little slipper socks, and they have little mantras
Breathe.
on the bottom. Is that breathe? So it's breathe, be love, and grateful, and believe. So it depends on what mood you're in. It's my.
By the way.
You don't have to breathe. Hello. And so we're going to give away a pair. We're actually going to give away 3 pair, and Jess is going to let you know how to do that.
Yes. I'm going to give you a free Pilates class if you live in Los Angeles.
And you can wear your mantra socks to
At the Pilates class.
Ha, look at that.
3 pairs of socks and a free Pilates class at Eden. What's your Pilates studio?
Eden Session Pilates.
In Bel Air, correct? The Glen Center.
Yes.
Yes.
it's a
I'm there every
Or Beverly
Friday
Hills,
at
or
12.
Beverly. Go with Jess.
I'm there every Friday. Amazing teacher, Drew. Love you.
Shout out to Drew Mountain.
So how do they win?
Okay, so this is what you guys are gonna do. If you and 2 of your friends want to win a pair of the mantra socks, go
And
to
a Pilates class.
and a Pilates class. Go to our Instagram. It's at Reality Hits, and Hits is HIITS. That is important.
That's a great workout.
Because a hit workout, yes, exactly. Okay, so go to our Instagram, follow us, tag 2 of your friends, and then on Friday on our Instagram we will announce the winners.
By the way, men, if you're listening, real men do Pilates.
Yes,
and
they
cry and talk about it.
That's right.
So join in.
So join in. So right now we're actually going to segue to a commercial that my beautiful friend Eden did a little promo commercial for our socks, mantra socks. So she'll explain a little bit more. And when we come back, we will have the amazing life coach Tim Story on the couch with us. So
Yay!
we'll be right back.
Sassoon, and I own 2 Pilates studios, Eden by Eden Sassoon Pilates. And to be quite honest, I hate socks. But my girlfriend Sally just created a line, mantra socks. And to me, at Pilates, you cannot get on my machine without socks. But now, you can get on my machine with the intention. Today, I have Be Love. To me, that means a lot. But also, when you buy a pair of these socks, 1 pair gets donated to a homeless shelter. And that is something, that's really what matters, to be quite honest. It's not just about the socks. It's about the intention. It's about what you're giving back and how you're paying it forward. And so for that, Sally, I thank you. And I love mantra socks.
No, we're not ready.
Rolling, just roll.
We're gonna rehearse a few.
Okay. Oh, I'm on fire. On what?
RealityHits.com.
Yeah. Is that where we want to send people?
Or Pornhub.
Wow. Just back up.
I'm trying to make my boobs smaller.
Teach me how to juggle. Teach me how to juggle.
Watch this. Come on, Andy. What are you looking at?
Okay, I'm ready.
Are we rolling? Bam, baby. Yeah, we got this. What?
Keeping it real with me today is Eden Sassoon. You may recognize the name. She is the daughter of legendary hairstylist Vidal Sassoon. But you are very successful on your own.
Thank you, thank you. I do my best.
You had an interesting development in the past 7 years where the reality show Beverly Hills Housewives came to you. And forgive me, I have not watched those shows. And I did not see you
I
on it.
completely forgive you.
But I would imagine, knowing how TV works and them, the producers wanting to get some storyline around your sobriety, were they trying to like get you to relapse?
No, no, it was more as they knew that I could come in, and as it played out, I'm a strong, sober woman, and do what you need to do. I'm not going to do it with you. And guess what? You're going to wake up feeling like shit. I'm not. Like,
Right.
I'm not like, oh, I can't say this because I go in. And I go in. Sometimes people need to hear things that they don't want
Welcome
to
to
hear.
Reality Hits. I'm Jess Sade.
I'm Sally Colon.
And I'm just Eden.
Watch us every Wednesday from noon to 1 Pacific Standard Time.
When reality hits, do you have the tools to identify, accept, and talk about it?
And when life gives you lemons, don't forget, tune in every Wednesday from 12 to 1 Pacific or anytime on demand at realityhits.com.
Because real life is now.
Welcome to Reality Hits. I'm Jess Sade.
I'm Sally Colon.
And I'm just Eden.
Watch us every Wednesday from noon to 1 Pacific Standard Time.
And when reality hits, do you have the tools to identify, accept, and talk about it?
And don't forget, when life gives you lemons, tune in every Wednesday from 12 to 1 Pacific. Or anytime on demand at realityhits.com.
Because real life is now. We are back on Reality Hits, but this time we are joined by life coach extraordinaire. You've seen him on Super Soul Sunday, Steve Harvey. He's coached superstars in Hollywood. He's a personal friend of mine and Eden's, and now Jess. Please help us welcome Tim Story.
Yeah!
I love the studio audience. It's us. We are the studio audience.
And Andy.
Okay, can I first say your first segment was phenomenal.
Thank you.
I've been around TV all my life. You guys are so good.
Thank you.
And I'm glad you guys are starting the show and doing the show, because I feel like you guys are really like pouring out from your own lives. And most people will not do that, right? They'll like share somebody else's experiences.
Yeah.
But I'm loving that you guys are going to dig deep and you're going to share. So what a privilege to be your first guest.
And thank you. You're our first coach.
Thank you.
Yes, you
Coach.
are. I mean, that's a good start.
Yeah, that's a
Very good
right,
start.
We have a lot to live up to.
We set a very high bar.
Yes, we did.
I'm not going to lie. Where are you going to go from here?
Right? I mean,
Well, we were thinking Oprah would be the only
Yeah,
one.
Probably Oprah, Brene Brown, and then gotta keep bringing me back.
Marianne, like, of course. So, when was it? Sunday, we got to sit down with you.
Super Tim Sunday.
yeah, there you go.
Tim
Super Tim
Sunday.
Sunday.
Girl, you're so good with that kind of stuff. I love it. Marketing, I love it. And, we got raw,
Yeah.
and you took us there.
Right.
We had a couple of Barbara Walters, Oprah Winfrey moments with you. A lot of those.
Well done.
And we're going to show some of that later on in the show. And then Jess is going to tell you how you can see all of it on our Patreon page.
Love it.
But how did you start? How did you become a life coach?
Well, I think number one, it was exciting to have the house call that we had to your house.
Yeah.
And I was so proud of all three of you for opening up so much, okay? Because when I come into somebody's life, I can only help them as much as they'll give me synergy back.
Right.
So even if somebody gets a therapist, doesn't mean they're going to get better, because they've got to flow with that therapist.
So that's interesting, because we talked a lot about life's interruptions.
Yes.
And so whether it's positive or negative, could you possibly be a life interruption for somebody?
100%. Yes.
Wow.
And in a disruptive way,
Yes. 100%.
which in turn is positive.
Yes. In that case. So the way I got started is that I really loved a lady by the name of Mother Teresa. Do you guys remember her?
Of course.
I always wanted
Mother
to be.
Teresa. So,
Who doesn't love her?
So I read a book about her when I was 17 years of age, and I decided I wanted to be the cool, hip, from Compton Mother Teresa.
Yeah.
And that's how I started. I went
The
to
movie.
seminary, I got my doctorate in world religion, and I became Mother Teresa. 75 countries of the world I've traveled to.
Oh, wow.
Lifting up people's lives all over the world in third world countries and telling them they could be better. Then, through people like Eden, I came into Beverly Hills and started working some magic.
It was incredible.
Starting in the early 90s.
Great years.
Having those once a month, remember those things at the Wyndham Bellage?
I used to go to those.
Like, holy
25
schmoly,
years
people
ago,
couldn't even
right?
get in.
That's how we met at your study.
Yes.
Your study in
Everyone would go. It
Beverly
was like
Hills.
the happen, fun place to be.
You know, it was so funny because people would say it's like the hottest nightclub
Yeah.
got dumped out, and we were all talking about spirituality.
Yeah, and yet we're still on the floor after you got to us.
You know what? I remember one time I went to one of your studies, and Kanye West, who we all know right now is just wow. His album's amazing. Walks in, sits right in front of me. I remember texting my friends. I'm like, Kanye West is right in front of me. I see his gold chain. You know, it's just so awesome to see him.
But I
walking
loved
in.
everything that would go on. Like you'd see Robert Downey sitting here, then you see Charlie Sheen here, then you see Ayakoko here, then you see Barry Gordy here. But you know, I love.
You're missing a whole group of women in that.
I know.
Did you get that? I was like, wait.
There's a lot of women.
Maybe men need to have more.
There was probably about 70% women.
Well, yeah, they come to see you.
But you put a microphone in anybody's hands, they get more attractive.
You're right.
That's not true.
Wow.
I never took it personal. I'm being serious. You know that. Know that about me.
Yeah, but you just have that buzz anyway. You are
Yeah, you
that.
do.
You shine like
Well,
that.
thank you.
And your little freckles. I mean,
Yes.
your little freckles. No, little Timmy, right? Oh, let's go to little Timmy for a minute.
Yes.
Yeah, let's talk about him.
Yeah, let's.
We met him on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
So no, little Timmy is from Compton. I'm from Compton, but we had 7 people in a 2-bedroom apartment, so we were like crowded. But here's what's funny: we had 7 people in a Volkswagen Bug, which is called illegal.
Illegal. Hello.
I would have made a few sleep in the bug at night.
So it's wild.
Right?
Exactly.
Space
There you
last
go.
night.
Hey,
Right?
for real.
Yeah. It's like the guest house.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, hey kids.
The guest bug.
You get your own
Let's
bedroom.
create a tent.
Yeah.
I love it.
That
Make
is
it a
so
game.
funny. But to think that life could take me from there to like where I am now, it's mind-boggling to me. Yeah.
Wow.
You're powerful, Tim. I mean,
Absolutely.
you truly, the other day when we were all having our session, and immediately within
Minutes.
we're all in tears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All in tears, and really truly empathetic feelings for the other and what we are going through.
Absolutely.
And how do you do that?
Thank you. Well, I've given my life to it, like the way your dad gave his life to hair.
Yeah.
I've given my life to the study and the research of people. So since I was 17 years of age, I've been very interested in people. I literally study no less than 4 hours a day just on people, what's going on, trends. So I actually give a crap. And I think that there's so many people that they have these little quick answers. No, as you feel, you could tell I'm empathetic.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I had my father die when I was 10. My brother died of addiction. So I know
connect.
pain.
Yeah.
Right.
I understand pain. But let's talk about some issues, because I heard you guys say earlier that, you know, Thanksgiving's coming up,
Yes.
Christmas is coming up. Let's talk about how to get ready for things like that. Any
Right.
Well, I
questions on that?
personally
Yeah,
get to, I get to go away. So you guys
Yeah.
can talk about how.
Yeah, I mean, for me, obviously, my big struggle is being, you know, doing the holidays without my dad.
Yeah.
Last year, it was my dad and I. You know, we had Christmas together 7 days in a row. We went on a retreat together. He was my person. So for
Go ahead, cry.
it's hard to talk about, obviously. It's new. My pops isn't going to be here this year. It would have been him and I again this year because last year was so incredible. I would have flown to Chicago to be with him again. You know, my whole family right now, we got rocked to our core.
Yeah.
But, you know, the good news is that I have an amazing aunt, which is my dad's sister, who
Yes.
said, you're coming to Puerto Rico, you're going to be with us, we're going to love on you. Because, of course, it's hard for her and his other sister and brother and our siblings and the whole family. So it's going to be fine. You know, I'm going to process when I'm supposed to process. Right now, as I was saying in the coaching session, I'm a little bit
Yes.
upset that he's gone. I'm upset that he left us, but I will process in my time.
Can I ask you a question in
Yes.
regard to that? So from what I hear, and she's in her processing and grief and pain, and it's the holidays.
Yeah.
Right.
Can she celebrate him? Can she make gifts and do something as if he were here, but not physically, and somehow just energetically
I think
create
that
that
is a
space?
it's a phenomenal idea. So let me just say this to you. I think I was one of the first calls you made when your father passed.
You
okay?
were.
So I'd never heard you sound like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was like a shrill that was coming out of you. So the reality is, this is very important for all of us on all subjects. Too many times we look for the ideal. So this is not going to be the ideal Thanksgiving
Right.
because he's missing.
Right.
So you're mourning him, which you should mourn him. So the average mourning process when somebody dies that we love is 2 years. So the mourning is a grieving and a groaning on the inside. So you're going to grieve and you're going to groan for the next 2 years.
Okay.
But at the same time, you have children, you have your job, you have your documentaries, all the things that you do, right?
Would these be all life interruptions?
Yes, yes. But I love what Jess and what Eden are saying to you is that at the same time, let's love on him.
Yeah.
Okay?
Look at
Let's
that
do
smile.
something special
I'm just
about
thinking
him.
about him. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would even go so far as to maybe even saving a place for him. Like seriously, leave
Yeah.
a place
I like that.
that's him there, and you just say he is still with us, because this is reality, guys.
Yeah.
It is.
This
It is.
don't you at times almost feel like your dad is like
This morning, oddly enough, and
Okay.
I was like, oh my God, he's.
life is eternal, guys.
I agree with
so-
you.
So let's realize it's not going to be ideal.
Yeah.
Right.
You are going to grieve, and you should.
Yeah.
But then we're also going to honor him
Yeah.
by setting a place for
Let
him.
me just say this one thing, and now that you guys are saying that, first of all, thank you guys for your support. One of the things that I got when we went to go, you know, clean his place after he passed away was he loved squirrels. He always had squirrel pets everywhere he lived. It's
Yeah.
weird, but
love that.
so he had a little stuffed squirrel.
With some nuts?
His name was Wesley. So I think I got Wesley, so I'm gonna bring Wesley to Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And Wesley will
love
will
that.
represent.
How
He'll be
fun.
present. My dad will be
I
present
love
through
that.
him. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And it gives the kids an opportunity to sort of start to learn the difference. Of
Yeah.
Then, I mean, yes, you're right. We have to grieve, which I'm
Yes.
not good at either. But it's celebrating.
Yes.
Yes.
Because that's what they do in other cultures. They celebrate
Absolutely.
death. And the process of letting our physical form go, right? But
Yeah.
energetically, he's not gone.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
So in the first segment, I listened to what you guys were saying. So you were talking about being in your 30s, your 40s, and your 50s, okay?
Good memory.
Yeah. And
Wait,
Better memory than us.
I'm a man who actually listens.
You really are.
Okay.
Wow,
So,
unicorn. I'm kidding.
okay, so here's what's important that I love what you guys are
Fair
saying.
enough.
we have to get off these ideals that we have.
Yes.
So like the fact that you're gonna actually fly to San Francisco tonight, okay? I love that you are not trying to make this the ideal date, the most magical moment. That you are just stepping out, right? Jumping out,
Yes.
doing it.
Yep.
Because some things in life you decide, some things you discover.
Yes.
You guys have been tripping too much. Some of you that are even watching on just decision.
Yes.
Some things you just doggone discover.
Yes.
Well, and the more decisions you make, the less you have time or space to discover.
Right. It's the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 thing.
Yes.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
So you may call us from San Francisco and go, oh my God, I'm not coming back.
I discovered my happy place.
Girl, you better come back and you better bring them with you, if anything.
Oh, I'm coming back.
Yeah.
But if
I
you
gotta
don't
go to
come
Mexico.
back real soon, just let us take over your house. Because you got a nice house.
Take everything, please. Take the car. Take it all. I've been trying to give it away.
Okay, so
What do you
getting ready for the holidays, very important to be realistic, okay?
Yes.
Reality.
And set idealistic goals.
That's interesting, Tim. So realistic, reality hits. So like people tend to make reality this like grandiose thing of like what is real? What is real? Right now this is real. You are real. I'm feeling calm and at peace and excited and this is reality.
Okay, can I tell you something that's very important to her?
Yes.
Is that haven't you changed a lot, let's say in 2 years?
Absolutely.
Okay, have you changed a lot in 2 years?
Daily.
Okay, have you changed?
Completely transformed.
Okay, I feel like a different human.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so many times when we're gonna have Thanksgiving, we will label who's gonna come
Yes.
as though they were stuck a year ago or 2 years ago. It's unfair.
That's so good.
It's unfair.
So good.
That's why I'm a life coach, Sally.
You're so good.
That's like telling LeBron James, oh my God, you made a basket.
You just have these moments and I'm like, oh my God, where's my notebook? You're so good.
I know. You
Okay,
Take it in.
so we gotta take the label off
Yes.
Right.
of
Yes.
who's coming to Thanksgiving because you don't know the transformation.
Right.
Yes.
Maybe they've been going through therapy. Maybe they're nicer. Maybe they're more broken, right?
Right.
Yes.
So
Yes.
take the
yes,
labels
yes.
off who's entering into our little area.
Right.
And just let's be
Fresh.
open to them
Okay.
and let it be
That,
fresh.
you guys,
Okay.
that's huge because
Love
those
that.
of you that have Thanksgiving every year with the same family members, the
Yes.
wives, the husband, the kids, the
Yes.
this, the that,
Yep.
you come every year almost living like the last year or the year before that or
Yes.
whatever year you were stuck in.
Yes.
And you know
That's
what?
huge. It's almost like walk into the house and let it go.
Yes, and
you're
that
present.
your drunk uncle from last year,
I was
he
just
could have
gonna say
become
that.
sober.
Exactly.
This past
Or
year.
you could be viewing him in an incredible way and
Yes.
love on him and give him like, and all of a sudden he doesn't want to be drunk next year.
That's
or,
right.
100%.
Or here's a question: what if, not to be a negative Nelly, but what if you go in zero expectations? This
Right.
is what they are.
Start here.
And what if they're the same?
Okay.
That's right. And what if they had a
That's
life?
okay.
Yeah, that's right. And what if they had a life interruption?
Yes.
Which you taught us about, and we're actually going to go to that B-roll right now of some of the life coaching session from Sunday.
Being in the
Check it out.
moment.
What I want to talk about today with you three ladies is life interruptions. Many times in life, there's momentum in our lives and everything seems to be going well. And then an interruption happens. It could be an illness. It could be a loss of job. It could be somebody passing in our lives, okay? And so Eden, because I know you so well, you've gone through so many life interruptions. Tell me how one of the interruptions in the last few years has affected you emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Tell me about that.
Well, when you said that, I think one of the first interruptions as a very young child, I was able to start numbing myself. So
Yeah.
up until now, I'm really good at that. But recently I'm done. I'm done just being okay. I'm done just sort of being numb.
Yeah.
And knowing that just okay is not enough for me and I can't do what I'm called to do in this lifetime at this.
And you're saying something so amazing because What happens is that people decide to live in the land of okay. So if you think about that word a lot, people say, I'm okay. How's your mother? Okay. How are your kids? Okay. I remember one entertainer friend of ours, he said, Tim, do me a favor, don't try to make my life so good now because I've so effed it up. Just help me to at least be okay. Right. So I want to know as a friend, how come you refuse to live in the land of okay? Now, Jess, let me go to you. Life interruption, anything that's happened in your life the last 2 or 3 years, could be physical. A lot of times it's illness or challenge, a relationship, anything that's happened to you that you would consider like a life interruption came in.
Well, I think a big catalyst for, you guys know, a year ago, I decided to get gastric sleeve surgery because I struggled with bulimia, binge eating, over-exercising, all of it for 30 years.
Wow.
And it was after my wedding. I had lost a lot of weight for my wedding. And then, a big interruption was I saw my borderline narcissistic mother who I hadn't spoken to for 9 years at my wedding. And I didn't realize at the time, I don't think I even realized until maybe like 6 months ago, how much that affected me. And just seeing her at my wedding was... Sorry, I haven't really talked about it. It's good. I didn't think I was going to get emo today. Okay. It just brought everything back up.
Yeah.
And even without noticing it, it was almost instantaneously after my wedding.
Okay, so just tell me the connection of your mother to pain in your life. And Sally, I remember getting a call from you recently of seeing you in a moment that I had not ever heard that sound come from you. And we've known each other for so long. And before that, you were moving in harmony. There was a lot of joy. You've been doing these amazing documentaries, traveling, right? Kind of like finding your footing.
Yeah, enjoying life.
And then this life interruption comes. Let's go there.
Really? Okay, Barbara Walters. Jeez. I haven't processed.
Yeah.
I haven't processed. I'm not sure why. I think because it was such a shock. But, September 21st, I got a call that my dad...
He passed away.
Which was a total shock because 2 weeks before he did that, we were supposed to be together.
Yeah.
So I thought he was okay. We all thought he was okay. So I don't know. Like I think right now I'm angry that he left because of course, like my thought is like he didn't love us, so he was fine with going away. So I'm trying not to think that way, but right now I'm just kind of pissed off.
Of course.
And I probably. My friends are like, why are you not in the fetal position? Why are you not like, I thought you'd be worse off, but I'm just mad.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like in a few months I'm going to think really through what happened and be devastated, but right now I don't know, I'm just numb to it.
And that's fair to be numb,
yeah.
And it's going to be longer than a few months, and that's the thing that we're bringing out in this talk. Jess, your situation is completely different than Sally's. Sally's is completely different than Eden's. And you see that there's times where there's that harmony, there's that joy, life is flowing, right? And then all of a sudden, something shows up at our table that we never ordered from Life's Diner. Like, how the hell did this get on my damn plate? Wow. So Jess, when you started to cry, I don't think you expected to go there.
No, I didn't expect to go there at all. I mean, I went in open with, I'm an open book. I talk about everything. But when you asked me what is the connection between your mother and pain.
Yeah.
That was like,
Yeah.
Life.
Floodgates.
because I shared with you, I just within the last 6 months, I really kind of everything cognitively clicked that, oh, well, of course I was triggered by my mother at my wedding, and of course that's why I gained 80 pounds after I got married. Like, duh.
Yeah.
But when I was in it, I couldn't get there.
What did it feel like to open up? When you were opening up to me, did it feel good to your soul, or what did it feel like to open up like you just did?
Very cathartic.
Yeah.
Because, and this is the kind of odd juxtaposition that surrounds my issues with my mother, who is borderline narcissistic, and there's a lot of, mishigas there. Feelings weren't okay
Yes.
with her. There was a lot of shame around that, of, emitting emotion, just being that I'm an empath, I need to share my emotion. And so just the fact that I was there with the three of you, and especially you, Tim, and you were kind of holding that space
Yes.
for me to be able to go there.
Yeah, and helping
That was
guide the journeys. If I could just say
Yes.
this, see, I think that this is like inside the gates of your three lives. Because aesthetically, if I just look at all of you beautiful women, successful women, and you just think, okay, they have it together. So now you're letting us as viewers inside the gates of your life. So knowing like your life for so many years, we've been friends so many years. What did it feel like to you when I came into your house and we started breaking open some of your things? You talked about your father, you talked about how strong he was with you. I knew he was strong because he was strong even the way he ordered breakfast. He was like, I did not say it that quite that way. So what did it feel like to you to open up about even things you've gone through?
To have you there, one,
Yeah.
and being as strong and listening, and my girls who support and love me and really accepting that, felt amazing. I mean, you cracked open where now I'm ready to just keep cracking.
Wow.
Keep cracking.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. It really feels good when to share and to talk and to express, and then to say, this is what I hear from you, to say that to me.
100%.
And then you kind of can get around the idea, but then feel it and start to shift that energy.
But I want to say this, fairness to you, as long as I've known you, you've always been cracking. But then what happens is that watch. No, but for the better. But now is a season in your life where you're choosing to step it up to another level.
Yeah.
So some things, remember, we decide, some things we discover. You have said to yourself, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired in these areas of my life. So therefore, I'm going to take 6 weeks of my life and I'm going to get some crap done. Okay, let's go there real quick before I go to Sally. You're taking 6 weeks.
I'm taking 6 weeks, and I'm getting out of my environment that I was raised in. The Eden Sassoon lives here. The mother of, the ex-wife of, the house, the car, everything is gone.
Yeah.
I'm taking 6 weeks to strip away and detox the 2 medications I've been on since my sister died in '02 that have numbed me completely.
Yes.
I'm taking 6 weeks to detox off of sugar, white food, anything that I put in my body that doesn't belong there. I'm taking 6 weeks to do the hyperbaric chamber, infrared, IV drips, really detox from the inside out to then, truth be told, find answers in plant medicine.
Yes.
That will show up, that I can't run from, that hopefully the pineal gland will open and things will be shown to me in a way that I'm looking for.
Right.
I mean, you look for answers and they come or they don't, and I'm looking and I'm open in every possible way.
Okay, so this is a beautiful part of your journey.
Yes, thank you.
So 6 weeks of intensive, okay? And then it's going to be interesting because on the life coaching side, So we're gonna have to talk as you come out. Because
Please.
what's gonna happen?
Or as I come in.
Right.
I don't know.
No, you're gonna come in and out.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be very vulnerable. You're gonna be very stripped. Okay, because what's happening to all of us is that the real you will make a demand on the you that you've become.
Yes.
So when we know we shouldn't be living a certain way, the real us starts to make a demand on us.
Yeah.
Right.
Does that make sense?
I mean,
It happened to you too, because even in like you having to go through divorce
Yes.
and go through other things before your father passing,
Yeah.
and working with you and being your friend, same doggone thing happened to you. You didn't go away for
Absolutely.
6 weeks.
No.
But you started saying, I'm cutting this person off, I'm cutting that person
Yep.
off. You started taking classes on boundaries. I was like,
you laughed. I know. He was like, boundaries.
she's like cutting people off.
Everybody-
Whoa.
Everybody's out.
Sally's a ninja.
in Spanish. Get out, Becky.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what happened to you where you got sick and tired of being sick and tired?
I mean, first of all, I don't want to go into a really long thing, but I married someone that I wasn't in love with. He's a great guy.
Great guy.
But you've done it because I had high expectations of how he's going to fulfill me in some way, right? And change my whole life. Very sad that I put those expectations on him, but he couldn't reach that.
Yeah.
So after 15 years of being married, I was done. And I said, I'm done with all of it. I'm going to go on a journey. I didn't know what that looked like, but it started in therapy. Then I went to, church in Valencia and went to spiritual care classes, boundaries classes, generational curses classes, read 15 books. Like I went all in. It's been 3 years now. It's 2016 when this happened. And like you said, I got cracked wide open. The real me came out. I had to deal with that person, right? And now I could say, all in, like I love the person that I am today. And it's a constant journey having people like you. Eden was there in the beginning too with, helping me through the process. And so I'm good. Now I feel like I'm ready for my prince to arrive.
Yes.
Whatever that looks like, So
On the white horse.
Yes.
On the white horse. Thank you very much.
But I'm loving 3 powerful women, and you are going through discovery and recovery at the same time.
Yeah.
You said in the moment of true self,
Yes.
you take me back there for a minute, but at that moment I was like, Eden, I love you.
Yeah.
Right.
The first time I could actually be like, holy, you did that?
Yeah.
You did, like I'm talking to myself and talking really
Right.
like I'm out of body, like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
I get it.
I know.
No, because
No, I know, but like,
but here's as your friend and your real family member.
Yeah.
So what I always wanted you to get is that you may not be what you want to be, but thank goodness you're not what you used to be.
Absolutely.
See, I don't think sometimes you give yourself credit
no, and you just opened that door.
for that place where you were not that.
Right.
See, because there was a time where you were not so reflective, so open, so all these things, right?
It's powerful.
So you may not be what you want to be, but thank
Right.
goodness you're not what you used to be. And then here's where all 3 of you ladies have to really get this, and everybody that's watching, okay?
So good.
Is that our weaknesses are turning to strength. We are slowly
Yes.
turning. Not everything is a quick turn. It is a slow turn. So I'm learning things in my 50s that, doggone it, I wish I knew it in my 30s.
Right.
Right?
Right.
I wouldn't have called that girl back
Right.
if I knew that.
right?
Now?
Or you would have.
Yes. And here's another beautiful thing of us going on this journey. You starting way earlier,
Yes.
me starting just 3 years ago. You're getting ready to start the brand new journey. You're
in her
going to start a
30s.
journey. We then can give that to
our
our
kids.
kids.
Yes.
Who don't have to wait till they're 30, 40, 50 to get there.
100%.
Or those kids that are watching.
Or the kids that
Yes.
are watching.
Get it now.
Right.
Find it.
Can I
Search,
say something
open,
to the
but
viewer?
Please.
Yes.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so
Right here,
all
to
of
this
you that
guy.
are watching, it's very important. Tell us what you want to hear from us, okay? Because you're going through, whether this Jess experience or Eden's or mine or Sally's, it's touching you in a certain way. Tell us how it's touching you. Tell us your story. We want to hear your story.
Yes.
So make sure to tell us your story and what you want to hear from us. And anything you want to know from me as a life coach, just send it in and we will address it. Okay?
Where can they find you?
Our vision is to see your vision come to pass.
Yes.
Yes.
And here's how you find me. Tim Story, STOREY.com. And Tim Story Official on Instagram.
Yes,
And a coach.
And we're going to start wrapping up.
Yes.
First of all, we're so happy that you joined us.
Yes.
And I don't know if we have any live from Andy. Do we have any live comments at all? Any live comments?
There's
that
so many, we can't deal with them in the time that we have.
So maybe we'll get to that. We have about 3 minutes left.
Yes.
I want Jess to explain where they can find the entire coaching session because
Ooh.
you
And
can.
Tim gets roll.
Yes, he does. And you can watch the whole thing.
Timmy.
Just tell us where they can find that.
Absolutely. So, guys, follow us on Facebook. Join our Facebook community. Go to Facebook, search Reality Hits. Remember, it's Reality HIITS. Also on Instagram, we are at Reality Hits. And then make sure to join our exclusive Patreon community. Go to Patreon,
Good stuff.
patreon.com/RHTS. And that's where you can see our entire coaching session with Tim. Tim, you also were so gracious to share a couple other little video excerpts for our audience on some tips, just general in life, upcoming for the holidays, all of that. And also on Apple Podcasts, this episode will be there as well.
On Evertalk TV.
Yes.
Correct. And then also, so this is our pilot episode and we're super excited about it. And we're of course excited to have you. We're going to have one more episode next week. That's going to focus completely on Eden's journey with Tim. We're going to talk about what she's about to go do. She's going to be gone for 6 weeks. So the show is dark for 6 weeks. And then we're going to come back after the holidays. We're going to see what
The transformation.
Like, I'm excited. I know you guys are excited. Tim is excited.
I am.
So she's going to be entering a whole new world. And we're so excited for that. And so,
Thank you.
Thank you guys
Yes.
all for being
Yes.
here. I have to give a
Amazing.
quick shout out to Janine Jones, who did my hair.
Oh,
I love you.
a whole
She's
lot.
amazing.
Look at it, so
Oh,
volumized.
thank you, Janine Jones. And then, of course, go to Mantra Socks. Follow, my Mantra Socks.
Evertalk
Don't
TV.
forget, yes, Evertalk TV.
We love Evertalk.
Absolutely, Mantra
I love
Socks
Andy at
on
Evertalk.
Insta. Yes, we love
Gilman?
Jesslyn. We love the whole team.
Andy.
Yes, and so make sure you go on Instagram and you're gonna follow and tag
Tim,
and all
thank
that
you,
stuff.
Tim.
Here,
you're
What a
I love
privilege.
you.
We're
Yes, so
family.
we're gonna-
have a lemon.
We're gonna end the show by passing the lemon.
Yes.
Should we pass the lemon?
But tell them what the lemon means to
Okay,
us.
so what the lemon means is what impacted you on this show. We each
And
get to
life
say.
gives you lemons.
Yes.
Right? Because when life gives you lemons. So for me, just all of your tweetable moments.
Yes.
I wish I had a notebook or somebody writing them down, but we're going to have to talk a little bit later after the show.
Oh, yeah.
All of Tim's tweetable moments is what impacted me. Tim?
Okay. I love that the mess became a message.
Yes.
Love it.
I love that Tim had the moment where I was like, Eden, I love you.
Tim, I love your comment, which you'll see if you watch the entire coaching session with us.
Yes.
You said, you know what? In life, there's always a table.
That's right.
Ooh.
There's always a damn
Gotta watch
table.
that one.
There's always a table. So make sure you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, at Reality Hits. We'll let you know when the next show is airing. Just the Patreon.
Patreon.com/RHTS.
Yeah.
We love you guys. Thank you for joining us.
you.
Woo-hoo. And when life gives you lemons.
What do you make of it?
That's right. Thank you, Tim. You're
welcome.
amazing.